It's a new year, and you know what that means. Everybody and their brother is making New Year's resolutions and is excited as to how productive they're going to be in the new year. Yes! But as a leader, do you really know what it means to be productive? Yes? We're going to dive deep into the biggest lies and pitfalls surrounding productivity so you and your team can avoid them at all costs. Because when you redefine what productivity really is, well, then you're going to achieve way more than you ever thought possible. And if you want more leadership tips like this in your life, well, then just hit the subscribe button and the bell icon below, and you'll never miss a thing. Welcome to Adventures in Leadership on Kristie TV. This is where high achievers go for the tools, confidence, and motivation to become a successful leader. Let's do this. Productivity. What's the first thing that pops in your head when you think of that word? Is it crossing things off a to-do list? Is it getting more things done in less time, like efficiency? Or is it just getting more things done? Now, it means different things to different people, different personalities, among different industries. And there's really no wrong definition. But some beliefs about productivity can actually be detrimental to you. The truth is, how you define productivity could lower your productivity levels and increase your stress levels. Let's debunk some of these lies that surround productivity and give you some solutions so you can achieve more with less stress and pressure. Are you the type of person where you feel that you have to be doing something every single second? So let's say you're standing in the grocery line and you're just standing there and doing nothing. Do you suddenly pop on your phone and you feel that you have to be checking social media or answering an email or doing something or texting someone? Sometimes when you're waiting in a waiting room and there's really nothing much going on, do you immediately pull out your phone and start scrolling through things or pick up a magazine? Do you always feel like you have to be doing something? And even worse, do you sometimes feel like if you're not doing something that you feel useless or there's something wrong with that? And then do you suddenly start getting agitated and frustrated because of that? That's a common myth. Humans don't always have to be doing something. So here's the solution. Be present in the moment. Let's say you are in that waiting room and nothing's really going on. You don't have to read a magazine. You don't have to scroll through your phone. You can literally just sit there, take some deep breaths, look around, and literally just be there in the moment, be present there, and just looking around and just living life. Calm your nerves, calm everything down. You could sit there and you could just concentrate on your breathing. There are so many things that you can do to just be present in the moment. You don't have to physically do something every single second of the day. Next time you're waiting around for something or nothing's really going on, just look at your surroundings and take in what's going on around you and just be present in that moment. This is what's going to help you bring back more self-awareness, more self-realization, more mindfulness to just you, your spirit, your body, your physical presence, everything. So try it next time and see the changes that it creates in you. Doing something faster doesn't always mean productive. Because if you just take the simple definition of productivity, it just means producing something. Now, it doesn't have to be a physical, tangible object, but if you are trying to produce something faster and you feel that it's rushing, are you going to sacrifice quality over quantity? Now, I understand there are some times where you literally just need to put something out fast and then just kind of clean up the mess afterward or put out the fire afterward. So I totally understand that. Do you really feel that you have to rush to get something out faster? And sometimes that's because you're comparing yourself to somebody else, or you see somebody else's results, they finish something faster than you. So be careful of that, and I would say watch the rush. Things usually need to happen in certain time frames for a reason, and is doing something faster than you normally would really going to give you that result that you want? I would recommend the next time that you feel that you need to just rush something really, really fast and way over the quality standards that you normally would put out, take a breath. We just talked about being present in the moment, right? Don't get wrapped up in the rush, in the fastness, in the quickness, whatever you want to call it. Just take a moment, step back and say, okay, is this really what I need to be putting out right here and now? Maybe you reread that email. Maybe you look at what you're producing. Maybe you rethink that phone call that you just want to hurry up and quickly make. Be present in that moment and think about, Do I really need to rush this? Is this my expectation that's pushing me or someone else's? What is the end goal in mind? And is rushing this process right now going to get you there? So if it's not, then it's time to slow your roll, take it down a notch, and then really think through, how productive do you want to be? What's more important, quickly getting something out or getting something out with quality? You're going to choose your own definition of productivity in this case. Do you think productivity always means work? As in career, work, doing something around the house, like physically doing something. And I realized this during a Q&A session on a purpose workshop that I did years ago. And it was this live event that I hosted, and I did this Q&A event at the very, very end. We had all this really cool stuff that we went through. They created their purpose guide, they created mission statements, they did all this work stuff. And then finally somebody in the Q&A said, do we have to be productive all the time? And I understood what the question was, because they felt, do I always have to work on something all the time? Do I always have to be doing something? And I said, it depends on your definition of productivity. Meditating can be productive. Sleeping can be productive. Eating can be productive. Anything like that can be productive. Like I just said in the last myth that we debunked, what is the end goal? If your end goal is to have less stress, more balance in your life, lead your team to a higher purpose and a goal, then you have to look at what is the goal in mind. And if that is to pressure them and stress them out and cause anxiety and rush things, well, that might not be the best way to get to your goal. If you want to get your team all there in one piece, if you want to get there in one piece, then you need to balance out what your definition of productivity is. And that could be taking more breaks at work. That could be giving your team a well-needed break. It could be breaking up meetings. It could be breaking up the work schedule. So what I encourage you to do here is redefine productivity. Remember, the definition of productivity simply is producing something. You could be producing less stress. You could be producing more energy when you sleep. When you eat healthy, you're producing more energy. You're producing more excitement toward that goal or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Productivity is just simply producing something. And whatever it is, whatever that end goal is, either for your personal and professional development or your team, or whatever it is you're doing for your business or company, keep that in mind, because productivity encompasses everything. So the next time you're thinking about what you really want to achieve, is it happiness? Is it more sales? Is it a faster turnaround? Think of all the aspects of productivity in order to get you to that bigger goal. Okay, time out. Have you believed any of these myths? I know I have in the past. Now, how have they affected you? And can you see that if you stop believing some of these myths, you can actually be more productive? I'm gonna come right out and say it. I have believed the do more lie for a very long time. I was the type of person where I felt that if I wasn't doing 20 things in a day and I just got one thing done off my to-do list, I got really frustrated with myself, saying, you know what, I should be doing more. A lot of the times I threw away quality with quantity. It was just better to me to see, oh, I crossed off all of these things off my to-do list. I feel much better. Even if they weren't aligned to the bigger goal that I had. They were tiny little things that had nothing to do with it. But because I had pride in how much I was wanting to do and finish off my to-do list, it made me feel better because it was quantity over quality. Well, I encourage you to think about that. Is crossing off a bunch of stuff on your to-do list, even though it has nothing to do with your bigger goal, is that really what you want to achieve? Is that really how you want to define productivity? And I might also ask you, do you tend to compare yourself? Oh, well, this person is pretty much my equal at my job or the business, and they got all these things done, and I only got these things done. Again, look at the quantity over the quality. That person might have gotten tiny little things that took them 5 minutes to finish, so yeah, they got 20 things done. But your things are more important and higher priority, so yes, it took you a little bit longer to do those things. So of course you didn't get as much stuff done as they did. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is release the pressure. Release the pressure on yourself to always say, I need to get 15, 20, 30, 50 things done in a day. And if I don't have any self-worth. I must be failing. I must be a failure. That's not it. You know what that is? That's unhealthy expectations trying to bring you down. What I'm going to encourage you to do is saying, okay, What is the big goal that you really, really want to achieve? And if you only need to do one thing a day to finish that, then that's what you really want to do. There's a book out there called The Slight Edge, and in that book, it talks about slight steps, small steps that you take to get to your bigger goal. Well, that's what we're talking about in productivity, right? Release the pressure on yourself. Take out those unhealthy expectations of yourself and just do step by step whatever it is to get to that bigger goal, to get to that dream, or whatever that sales goal is, the manufacturing goal. It's not so much about I took 20 steps, because honestly, those 20 steps could maybe only equal one big step, but maybe you take 2 big steps and now you're even higher than you were when you took those 20 small steps. Release that pressure on yourself so you can release that myth to say, I must do more constantly. Concentrate more on the quality that's going to get you to your goals rather than just, I need to do more. Because not only is that unhealthy, you're probably going to be less productive in the end than as if you just did, okay, I just need to do these few things and that's all I need to do. So consider that. If you want to keep the stress levels low and productivity high, you might want to release that pressure. Now that you know all the myths out there, what are you going to do about it? What action are you going to take to reframe your thoughts about productivity? Now, we just talked about 4 different myths or lies. You can just take one of them. Which one do you feel that you need the most help on? I would encourage you to take a 2-week challenge. For 2 weeks, concentrate on just one of those myths or lies that you've been telling yourself about productivity. Just follow that solution that I stated here in this video and see what it does for you. See if it increases your productivity, lowers your pressure and your stress levels, and it'll probably also increase your focus. Not only will that help you as a leader, that's also going to help your team, because the more that you embrace and understand the myths and lies about productivity and then take the solutions, that's going to trickle into your team. Then they can start debunking their own myths around productivity. And then guess what? Everybody is working harmoniously, everybody's happier, there's lower stress, you're increasing productivity, because isn't that the goal anyway? If you loved what you saw today and you want more, you got it. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell icon below right now, and you'll never miss an episode. And if you know someone who would love these leadership tips, success strategies, and motivational stories, well, hit the share button below and share it with them. They may just thank you for it. Thanks for tuning in to Kristie TV, and keep living your definition of productivity. Do you want to be a confident, next-level leader, but your job doesn't offer any solid training? Are you unsure of how or where to start? Then let's talk. Schedule a free leadership strategy session with me. If you're a driven professional and you're serious about taking your success to the next level, just click the link in the description below. We'll talk about your challenges and next steps you can take to be the leader you're meant to be. Let's move you forward now.